We are live here at Minot Talk Tuesday, 9 a.m. Gotta love it. Have a special guest. It's a good time.
Oh, thanks.
Josh Pikka from the Minot Public Library, brand new official director of the Minot Public Library.
Yeah. Thanks for having me here. It's a fun time. Having a great time. I've been able to talk to different people now, and this has just been like a cap on the whole thing.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So it's amazing to just be here, and I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go all over the library, talk about that today.
Yeah.
And all in depth about what you do, what you see the library going forward.
Yeah.
I've got a couple other headlines we're going to talk about today as well. Definitely going to go over some of the oil companies here in the state that maybe won't be in the state anymore.
Da-da-dun.
Have a few candidates jumping into the state congressional race for Congress. Got some news popped up about that over the weekend. And of course, there's a city council meeting today.
Yeah,
today.
What's up with that? They didn't do it last night. It was a holiday. Yeah.
It's a King Day. So today on Tuesday, unfortunately, it's normally a recap day for city council. We get a preview it today.
It's a preview,
and
yeah.
we get to, I'll do something. Maybe I'll go live or something from city council.
Oh, my.
Afterwards. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Josh, thanks again for coming on.
Well, thanks.
If I'm not mistaken, you started as the interim director for the library back in July, right?
Yeah, and end of July was when I took over as an interim, and then start of the new year was official.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting into the role then. You've had time to get your feet wet a little bit and hit the ground running now.
Well, yeah, I've been here for 10 years at the library, and it's been a great time just helping people in whatever role I've been doing. You know, I've done everything from, helping people with their phones and showing them how to do emails, and I've done every worked the desk now for a decade, and so I've done every different kind of role you could do pretty much, and so it's just been good, and I'm happy to be stepping up to do a different one, but it's going to be a similar experience. It's a similar people here, and we're just happy to keep doing the things that we do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that sounds great. So getting into it now, you said that you've been here for about 10 years. Obviously, you've had a lot of time to get involved in the library business, but where did you start out at?
So I'm originally from Michigan, and I got my master's at a school called a school called Wayne State.
Okay. Yep.
That is right in downtown Detroit, and had an internship at a place called the Ecumenical Theological Seminary in their library. After I graduated, they had me stick around, and I ended up being a director there. I had my stay there for about 4 years, 5 years. So math is hard in the morning. But
You spent a few
Everything
years.
is.
but and after that, I was fortunate enough to come here, and I've just been working here, and I got into the library profession because I was a history major.
Okay.
Like history, I was always in the archives, and so I found myself once an archivist took a break or something, and somebody else came in. How would I help them? Here's where this stuff is, and I was like,
It'd almost be the transition.
yeah. And so I was like, well, I could do this for a job, and so that's how I got into it. I just like helping people solve research problems, and so everything is a problem if you break it down enough. So
Yeah, that's true.
Look at it right.
So it was like getting into being a librarian or getting
I got one real fast one.
Okay.
Upper Peninsula or lower?
I am from the upper.
Upper. Okay. Before we got off that, now real question.
So
That's an important one.
Exactly.
That's an important one.
going and becoming a librarian, was that something where when you became got into history, all that stuff, majored in it, was that something where you were like, hey, library is the path, or did you want it to be like a tour guide at some major thing?
Yeah.
There are a lot of different paths you could go with that still.
Sure, there are some. Yeah, I was kind of like maybe maybe like a museum person
Exactly,
or something at one
right.
point, but a librarian seemed just more
Successful.
into like a puzzle that I wanted to just
Gotcha. Yeah.
to just fix.
That's really neat. Very
Yeah.
neat.
Because not only do you have the, like in a museum, obviously you have all the artifacts and everything.
Yeah.
In the library, you have to code out all of the books in there. You have to do everything. I mean,
Well,
it's
it's,
a whole different kind of archivization and storage system.
Yeah, well, you have this in a museum as well, but we're mostly servicing people, and so that's what we're really here for, is to help
Right.
people find what they need, either being teaching them how to use email or giving them a book, or whatever it is. We're here to serve people.
Right, and that was one of the things that you guys were talking about before we came on. Is the Minot Public Library? It does a lot of stuff beyond just helping someone find a book. You can get tools.
Tools there, yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the unique things that maybe you wouldn't expect for a library to
Sure.
do that Minot Public Library does?
Yeah, so a library has changed in the past 20 years, and going forward, as we're going to talk, we have to keep changing, and we
Right.
have to keep adjusting to what people do need. So like, we have a tool library because not everybody has a garage that they want to keep a tool that they use once a year.
Right.
So maybe so you have something like that you don't need super often, but you might need it once a year or once every so often, and so that can be helpful.
Yeah.
Different programs that you might not think of. We have a chess club for pretty much all ages. Teen programs, just whatever. And I think you had brought up D&D program.
Oh yeah.
I've seen you guys have-
Just pretty much anything you can think of that's about. That is sort of meeting a need in our
Right.
area. That's
Yeah.
what we want to do.
Yeah, because you guys have anything from in the mornings. You have stuff with kids all morning
Sure.
long in the children's library. You have reading sessions going on, then all the way up into the evening where you have a lot of those clubs
Sure,
that meet
yeah.
over the weekends. And how easy is it to sign up for a library card?
Oh yeah, very easy. If you live in our service area, which is Ward County or the surrounding counties, bring in your ID. If your ID has your current address on it, that's all you need. However, if it doesn't, we have military people and people that have moved and such. Just bring like a piece of mail or a current bill or something like that's got your name and address on it, and that's all you got to do.
Wow.
So all these services you guys offer, does it cost anything?
Everything that I can think of has been a free thing
So it's-
for the people. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have
Awesome.
we have a great organization called the Friends of the Library, and if there's ever a program that we think is really important. They really step up, and they help us fund things so that we can provide services without a cost.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. 'Cause you guys, again, I when I found this out a few years ago, how much depth the library
Yeah.
really has.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Because again, there's so many resources online that you guys have too.
Oh yeah,
Not just the most recent one I found was last spring when I figured out that you guys had the entire archives of the Minot Daily News on there, going up until like 1991 or something.
that was actually a project that I was in. That I was involved in. Yeah,
Really?
I went personally to the Minot Daily News, and I lugged all those microfilm reels, sent them
insane.
to I think Iowa, and that's just something you can do at home. You can do it in Hawaii or wherever you are. You don't have to have a card. If you want to research old Minot Daily News articles, you can search them now. And before people would say, I want to find my grandpa's obituary, and he died, somewhere in 72 or something, and then we'd say, well, you got to look through the whole 72. And now
crazy.
just search his name, and
That's awesome.
and it's super easy now.
It is. It's incredibly accessible. How long of a process did that take to get everything transferred online?
So we did with a company, and so
Okay.
they kind of
Third-party kind of
do it
service.
themselves. But from sending it out to getting it back would be 4 to 5 months or something.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 years worth of newspapers.
Right.
Yeah.
My other thought on that, I think it goes up till like 1991 or 92.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any thoughts of expanding that to more recent, or is there
Yeah.
limitations with the Minot Daily News on it?
No, Minot Daily has been very helpful to us, and very much on board that as long as we stay out of their current news they're currently covering, stay in the past. They've been very helpful to us, and so they've been awesome. We're going to keep going as the time goes on.
Sure.
The newer papers, 90s papers are much bigger than like a 70s paper were, so it's more expensive to do those.
Oh, interesting.
So it kind of goes slower.
A lot more ads in them.
Yeah, yeah. The first batch, we could do like 50 years at a time, and now that same amount of money would do like 5 or 10 years.
Wow.
Just because papers are somewhat bigger.
Yeah.
Even just looking at them when I was doing some stuff with it last year, I could tell, like looking at papers from the late 80s,
Yeah.
they were just longer in general
Oh, yeah.
compared to something from the late 60s. You make a great point with
Yeah, but that probably means that like once you get to 2010 or something, then they'll start going back the other way.
They
or
will.
something.
They will. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Which
Yeah,
is
they will.
It's interesting though to see the prime of the paper. At least in North Dakota, I understand it probably vary by where you're at,
Yeah.
location. Very interesting there.
Yeah, no, 100% so on that.
One of the probably the interesting things that maybe it gets overlooked is as director of the Minot Public Library, you get to attend a few city council meetings.
Oh yeah.
It's a very
That's a fun one, eh?
yeah, very fun.
Keeps it going.
I think all the positions at the city are very more public than what people realize.
Sure.
And so I think that's interesting. Talk about that dynamic a little bit. And I'm sure there's not much. There's probably negative and there's probably positive to it. We're not necessarily looking for dirt. Okay, people it seems like
That's some dirt, no.
people always are looking for dirt. That's not what we're looking for here. But just talk about the dynamic of balancing. You have the goal mission that you are creating at the Minot Public Library or directing at the Minot Public Library, and then you get the balance of it being a very public position where you have a Minot Public Library board. You have the city council that you get to report to. Talk about that dynamic a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. That's a fun part of it. I don't see it as a weird thing or anything like that. You get to work with more people, and you get to have your works be seen more, and that can be a good thing. Is that if you have a board who is helping you and supportive, like we do, that just makes it easier. And we were talking before how before I was a director, how it was fun to watch city council meetings,
Yeah.
and you kind of think of people as kind of like TV stars or something.
Yeah.
But once you get there, it's just like any other meeting, or if it's a church meeting or something, it's just a meeting like that.
Yeah.
And we're all just doing our jobs and trying to advocate for the things that we're supposed to advocate for, and just kind of being respectful to others, because
Right.
they're advocating for what they think is the best as well.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a great point. Especially the being respectful to others.
Yeah.
And I like
I
the
need
part,
it.
Yeah.
I like the
Need it
part
these days.
too where you mentioned how it being third party from it all. It's kind of like
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
a big picture.
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic. Then when you get inserted into it more directly, you realize that this
Oh,
is
yeah.
you're just
It's just
people
work.
doing their
Yep.
jobs.
Yep.
This is
Work.
work. It's another day at the office. Yeah.
Right.
And how often does the library board meet? Do you guys meet once a month?
Yeah, they're a monthly board. Yep.
Okay, fair. How many people are on the board?
So it is a 5-member board. We are all, or I should say, they are all appointed by the mayor, and we have a city council member who is always going to serve with us, and then 4 other members as well.
Perfect. That's a pretty easy setup. When do you guys meet? What day?
It's usually the third Thursday of the month at 4:15.
Just like I was saying when we had Justin Hammer on, I'm going to have to find a day where I can just show up one day.
Sure. You're always welcome, man.
mess with you
Yeah.
guys, yeah. The library board, park board, it'll be a fun time.
Oh, that'll be some of the best things you've had. Well, one of the services that we talked about, services you have operating, one that went away that was kind of disappointing. We heard some feedback on it. Was you probably know already which one I'm talking about. Hoopla,
Yeah.
the digital media service for audiobooks, ebooks, and stuff like that went away. That was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the costs were beginning to increase dramatically, which is a good thing and a bad thing
Yeah.
because it meant it was being
Used,
successful.
yeah.
But any chance anything like that ever gets added, ever would be too general, but any chance that something like that gets added back down the horizon, or are there
Sure.
alternate services that you guys have been looking at or anything like that?
Sure, yeah. We'll always keep options open. If people do want to reach out to the library board and to get more serious talks about that, that's something they could do. It was a sad thing to lose it. It was a very
Right.
a popular service, a very easy for people, and so that was tough. However, it's kind of just a sign of the times and where we are. It's not just us in this one town. There's a whole world out there of different businesses that make different choices. I told one person that you know, if you are a contractor, you can go to Home Depot and you get a deal. If you're a librarian, you go to buy ebooks and you pay more.
Gotcha. Nice.
So it's kind of the opposite for us, is that we are charged more than a regular person. So
Interesting.
those companies kind of do some price fixings there for us, and so it just became hard to just keep up with it.
Like you can even probably get deals on bulk orders of hardcover and paperback books.
Yeah.
But then you compare it to just those ebooks, and like they're going to make you buy one by one kind of thing.
Yeah, the price models are kind of hard. Yeah, like for physical books, we get a deal.
Yeah.
For the audio, the ebooks, we get a reverse deal. We got to pay extra.
Opposite. of the
Yeah.
deal.
So does that kind of highlight, though, perhaps a changing landscape in the futures of libraries, where you see beginning a larger use of those digital books being used? Have you guys looked at it from that point of view as well? Maybe perhaps the hard copy is dying a little bit, maybe not fully. I understand there's a lot of people that read ebooks and like, yeah, okay, I do it, but I prefer the physical because there's something about the physical for sure.
Sure.
But I'm just asking, as things become more digital.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a move that like people don't want a physical anymore. There's definitely some that do, and especially for people who maybe have like eyesight issues, things like that can be very cool
I see.
because you can make the print bigger.
Yeah.
Change the lighting and such, and so there's different reasons why different people would just love an ebook, and then there's reasons why people would just like a paperback as well, and so. So there is still that. One of the reasons I like ebooks is, after you have read it, 6 months later, you don't like like trip over it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But a physical book, a library book doesn't have that because you hopefully bring it back.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So like,
Hopefully.
e-books don't have physical storage, and so that's kind of something.
Yeah.
Do you guys offer e-book services at the library?
E-books, yeah.
Okay.
Libby app is what we have. Libby,
Okay.
Libby. Sign in with your library card number, and yeah, fairly similar to what Hoopla was, just a different model, and yeah, you can still have them. Libby was always our more popular resource anyway, so it is still there and still being used.
Does it do audiobooks as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what was all the hoopla about hoopla?
So shout out Libby then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
There we go.
It's still there, still
Yes. So shout out my sister. Libby is available.
good. Sure.
We know you're watching.
Yes.
You're here just for that.
That's great. So you guys, going off of that a little bit now to move kind of towards the future. Before we'll do big picture first. Where do you kind of see the library going over the next few years?
Oh, sure. Well, I'm here today to tell people about the things that we do and, the services we offer. And in the future, we want to keep going with our literacy, being important, being a welcoming a place for everyone, giving people opportunities regardless of where they are and what they may have. So those are things the values that we have that we are pushing forward. And in the future, we definitely want to keep going. We don't know what the future is going to be because it changes. How is AI going to change things?
Right.
It is here. So we as a library want to be somebody who is kind of listening and seeing how others are helping patrons and how we can do that here. And so we're definitely not going to stop planning and adjusting because we have to grow as our community does.
Sure. Is there any future services that you might be eyeing to bring into the library? Maybe, budget and questions of that
Sure.
nature. We'll not worry about that. But if you could dream kind of thing, what are some services you could maybe bring into the library?
That's a good one. Just kind of
Without
thinking.
bringing Hoopla back.
Sure, sure. That seems to be very, very
Popular.
a thing. But yeah, people. There were talks about people wanting to maybe start a seed library to kind of help people who are like gardening.
Sure.
So there's different ideas that we have tossed around, and we want to keep doing that. Keep helping people. With their phones, with their devices they have, just to keep people connected. Because there's Jonathan's a tech guy here, but
We try.
but not everybody is so
Yes.
is so skilled.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
If you knew
we
what
have to
happened before
keep
the
that
show
going.
today. Last Thursday.
Inside joke.
Yes.
Yes.
The reason I can't, we need Jonathan.
They try to get rid of me, but then I sabotage it.
He
So
does. He makes it so he's so vital.
yeah.
But what role currently does AI play in the library? Is there a big role for it right now?
There's different libraries that are trying things.
Sure.
Like a reference. If you have a question, people have tried that. We haven't.
Almost a chat bot to pretty much tell you where things are.
Yeah, we haven't tried anything like that, but we're definitely watching it and seeing how it's now impacting art and different books that are just just all AI, and we have to just keep an eye on that of, what is coming. We got a book sent to us once that was, that was said to be by someone, and then it was just all AI, and,
Lo and behold,
it wasn't really written by that person, and so we just have to watch that and curate the world better, because it's changing now.
So you mentioned AI. What about the other way? So you're talking about books being written by AI, but like we've heard of the entrance of AI bots being used as librarians. So basically you can have a virtual librarian that would help you search for what you need and stuff like that. That would be trained on simply the resources that you guys have at the public library. Is that something that has been talked about, or is that something that maybe you see as being able to be a helpful tool?
Yeah, we haven't tried it here, but people have. I could see maybe like a college library. Maybe that would be kind of cool. It's there's a room for trying things. It isn't something that we have planned so far, but just want to keep your ears out to kind of see what's working and what isn't working.
Yeah,
It'd be pretty neat to get it for all the newspaper.
Yeah.
Get an AI bot for all the newspapers. And you could search, were there any murders in this time frame?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It could count out probably. So give it like a 4-year time span in like the 70s.
Yeah.
It will give you like 6 total or something.
Right, they're not that
More
much,
than that.
and that's why they're interesting in our town.
Exactly, to go actually find them.
Yeah.
No, you make a great point there. Also, on the AI thing, was it easy to tell that it was an AI written book? Was it obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just nonsensical, pretty much.
Not that, but there's certain things that you can kind of pick up on after a while. Things sort of go in a circle sometimes.
Kind of cyclical, repetitive kind of things. That's fair. And, actually, speaking of cyclical and repetitive, there's another thing that's been coming to light recently. Discussion brought up that came up a few years ago as well.
All right.
And
Not bad, bro.
I know. That was it is talk about the merger between the Ward County Library and the Minot Public Library.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, Minot City Council met with the Ward County Commission in a joint meeting. And this was something that's been brought up a few times over the last decade or so, but they decided to come together again, have another special session to pretty much go over the possibility of what a merger could look like. Do you have any, just surface level knowledge of that situation at this stage?
Sure, I kind of know mostly what everybody else knows, but I can do a recap anyway.
Yeah.
So last time we talked about it was between 2018 and 2019,
Sure.
and that kind of a plan was to bring the Ward County Public Library over to the Minot Public Library.
Sure.
Physically, in some way, and that got brought in before the city council, and it passed. It got brought in before the, I think, I might be wrong there, but it got brought in before the Ward County Commission, and it did not pass, and that would have. If it did pass, it would have brought it to the ballot for the people to have a vote on. At the time, our attorneys and the state's attorney generals said that it had to go to a vote, and those people are now different people, and so who knows what a lawyer thinks these days.
Things can change.
Yeah, but I would assume that we probably would have the same
Process.
the same in interpretation of the law, and if so, then it would have to go back to a vote for everybody.
Yeah, I know when they had that joint meeting, they were discussing the possibility of if they could get this process done by, what was it, April or May or something like that. So that way, if they did want to go forward with it, they would have time to get it on the ballot for this fall.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
But when you think about that concept, and there's a ton of details that have to be worked out that we don't know
Sure.
yet and
Yes,
stuff like that.
lot.
So it's just this general framework. What are your thoughts on it? Are you of the opinion, having worked in the library, that the two libraries serve two different purposes, and while you could migrate them together, it's going to at times create difficulty in providing the adequate level of service, or whatever the reasons are? Or is it something where it's going to have to take some work, but this is something that would actually be possible? Where do you kind of see it from your experience, boots on the ground?
Sure. So if we're taking that a plan that we had, 2018 of sort of bringing them all in one existing building,
Right.
Going from that plan, it could be hard. It needs a sort of a look-see of space limitations. I know that right now if I had two desks to put staff at, I certainly would put them at them. I don't have that room to put people at a desk that they should be at right now. If we had more meeting rooms, we would use them. Usually, their meeting rooms are all booked in the afternoons. That's when our programs are. So there's, are there different ideas that we can look at using space differently? Sure. And so, there would have to be something that we really looked at to see if this was something that was possible. But, right now it seems hard, but, we'll see.
Yeah.
So you guys are at like max space right now.
Pretty much. We use what we have. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure, obviously, it wouldn't be any kind of physically doable thing to move Minot to the Ward County area.
Right. It'd be way smaller.
That's not the question. So it
a
would
smaller
have to
area.
be
Yeah.
either Ward County moving to Minot Public or a new third location, whatever that would look like. And I mean,
We'll let Kyler present that idea.
big M building. He'll have room.
There was room in there. There's room in there.
Big as Chicago.
It would be that would be a public attraction at that point.
It'd be
the largest library.
It'd be a public
in the state.
detraction and a citizen detraction. Yeah.
But it's size-wise, it would work.
Yeah. Exactly.
So okay, here we go. Speaking of tonight, there's a special city council meeting at 3:30 before the regular meeting, or 4:30. What they're talking about the tracks building. What about something down there? I have no idea what those spaces are.
All right. We can't go too far into this. We can't go too far.
I'm getting too deep. Big picture, in general, you would be amicable to something happening, but obviously there's a lot of process that has to happen before that.
Sure, yeah. My job is to advocate for the patrons, for the city as we are a part of the city, and so we want to do a job to best advocate for that. We don't want to let any opportunities slip away, but we don't want to be unrealistic either.
No, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's very fair. I can see where you're going with that. I guess then we'll have to see how the meetings go. But going forward, what would I don't know if I would even. This might not be a fair question to ask, but what would you prefer? If you even want to touch that.
You don't have to touch
You
that.
don't have to. You're in your position, but that's fine. But that's my thought on that going forward.
I think we would all prefer, a high-rise library with, 10 floors and stuff,
He likes it.
That's not really realistic.
Practicality isn't there.
No, we just want to keep serving the patrons that we serve. Ward County serves patrons in their way. We serve them in ours, and so we would like to just look at if we can keep doing it separately or is together better.
Like if you merged, would you lose services? And you don't want to do that or anything. That's a totally fair point with that. I like it. Jonathan, you got any other thoughts on the library?
I'm just kind of with Michael here. Nice vest, Kyler.
Thank
I mean,
yeah. Shout out
Woo.
Michael. I got this one from him.
oh, okay,
That's
gotcha.
what I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out Michael.
Yeah, it's definitely a switch up from your normal ones.
That's a little thinner. Yeah.
It looks a lot thinner. Yeah, it looks more like a fishing vest.
I think so. It's more
So
good for summer.
when are you going fishing?
In a few months.
Oh, you are. You enjoy fishing.
I like fishing, yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
I used to a lot, but it's a lot more of a hassle now.
Yeah,
I'm lazy.
yeah. I struggle with the catching part.
Well, yeah, that was all. See, it wasn't ever supposed to be about the catching. It's the
It's
process.
the little Debbie's while you wait.
Yes, exactly.
I enjoy me a good little Debbie.
String cheese.
String cheese. It's string cheese while you wait.
You gotta eat quick. It's summer.
Goes bad. All right, let's jump around into the news cycle a little
Yes,
bit.
we
Jump
got
through
some fun
that,
stuff
and
coming.
we'll end with the library. So,
Let's start. Let's start with the state. We have a few announcements for people
Yeah.
coming into the
House.
U.S. House race.
it's interesting. It seems like people just aren't thrilled about what's going on there. I don't know. I'm not jumping into speculation as to why or anything like that. It just seems like
We
there's
have another Republican challenger. You have Ferris Broxton from
Yes.
Minot jumping into the race.
Right.
And you had a Democrat from here in Minot,
Tree Hammer. Minot is kind of the hub for politics.
Right now.
Yeah.
We're home of the Republican state convention
Yeah,
this year.
it's coming up March 28th, 29th.
Half of the House congressional candidates are from Minot
Mm-hmm.
at this point. I mean,
Yep, and we have one of the biggest house races, state house races going on in District 3.
yep. Which that'll be interesting to see if the two incumbents officially get back in.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Overson said that he was inclined to.
Yeah.
I believe. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the final decisions there.
Right.
And how do you think Trigby performs compared to a couple years ago?
Well, you would have to assume that he builds on the momentum, right? But what we saw with Katrina Christensen is that didn't necessarily happen. So it's going to be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting to track. But I don't. The people that are for it will say that he has more name recognition now. He's worked on that. He's started essentially blogging. He has his own Substack that has this whole.
Did a lot of speaking last year around
Yeah.
the state too.
So he's definitely worked on creating his name recognition. So that should be a plus thing. But then also that can be a minus thing too, because North Dakota, whether you like it or not, is very much red. And so as more of that gets out there, depending on where he falls on the political spectrum, then it could also go and push people more to center or right of center.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I really am interested to see if he can, because going back 2 years, Julie Fedorchak was the top vote getter in the state of North Dakota.
Yeah.
And
For any, what you mean by that is what it sounds like, but for any race, it wasn't
Any
just,
race.
it just wasn't in that specific race.
But across the entire
Right.
more people voted for Julie Fedorchak than anyone else. in
Than
the
the
state
other
of North Dakota.
candidate, period.
And you can attribute that to, it was the only two-person race a couple years ago. It wasn't an independent, but I would expect Trigby to pick up on his percentages from a couple years ago, just with the momentum of stuff going on. But I don't know if I would, because I think we were maybe even talking, we could see people pushing 40% a couple years ago. I think that still might be a long shot now. But
Yeah.
I think that would be the cap at this stage.
Right. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out for him.
Yeah.
He's been on the show. It's been good conversations. So we wish him all the best. Yeah, we should.
We'll have, hopefully we'll have all four of them on.
Yep.
And then, yeah, we have District 5. I think there's some announcements coming up. District 3 is happening. Then City Council, no one else has, I haven't seen any big names jump into the race yet.
I feel like that won't happen for a month or two.
You're probably right. This is you got to start early to get into the congressional race.
Yeah, you do, because the nominated convention is in March. So
Yeah, and
for both of them,
uh,
or is it April for Democrats? When's Democrats?
Democrats is before
Right.
the Republicans.
Yep,
And when's the Republican one again?
March 20th and 29th.
So it's like the last weekend in February is the
Gotcha.
Democrat one, I think.
Yep.
Or the first weekend in March.
I think,
one of the two.
yeah.
So that adds up then. I have another big headline too that's been making the rounds the last couple of
Yeah, I know this one.
Continental Resources, a big oil field company out in the Bakken, sounds like they're going to halt drilling operations.
Feel free to chime in if you have any opinions on this, Josh, or on any of what we're saying. Yeah. So how big of do you know how big of a presence they had? I'm not sure.
I'd heard of them, but I'm not sure like the actual drill count or anything they had or their rig count.
Yeah.
I know they weren't near the level that Hess or now Chevron's at.
Right.
But I know they've had a name here for quite a while at this point.
Right. And they're a huge proponent of the shell drilling.
Yeah, when the whole fracking thing came really popular 15-ish years ago. They were one of the first ones that really came up here and took off as well. But from the way it looks, it costs the break-even point for the oil companies is $58 a barrel,
Right.
and right now it's selling at like 59 and some change. So they're pretty much just not washing their hands of it, but putting an indefinite pause on it as of now until prices maybe go up or something. But also with a lot of tumultivity in Venezuela and all over the world, it'll be interesting to see if those prices do go up anytime soon or not. But that was a big one that kind of came around the weekend I saw, and I think our state treasurer even mentioned that there's a good chance that legislators are going to have to tighten belts this coming.
Dude, this is one of the most interesting things.
We should.
To me.
You were right. You made a great point.
I was like, if I had more energy or something like that, I'd write an article about this. But there was an article that was shared by a journalist, North Dakota journalist, Harold Ham, to halt drilling in Bakken Shale on lower oil prices. And Thomas Beadle, who is the state treasurer, comments on there and says legislators are going to have to tighten the belt next session. They won't have the $1.5 billion in beginning balance cash like they've become used to. That's interesting.
That is.
That's interesting that the treasurer is the one that's saying that
Yeah. And
on a social media post.
Yeah.
that was gonna,
Isn't it strange? Yeah.
like it's one thing if does an interview and
Sure.
says,
Right, yeah.
like reply to
Just
someone's
kinda puts it out there,
comment
yeah.
on Facebook. That was okay.
It's almost like he has a burner account and got mixed up with which account he was using.
It's like because again, this isn't like that could be meaningful come
Yeah.
legislative time.
Right? Sounds like it could be.
Who knows? This is way bigger picture, and it probably won't have any direct effects. But who knows what this could do to the legacy fund going down the line too?
Right. But to be fair, that is looking at a lull in production as something that's going to be very
That's
long term.
years- Yeah, that's
It's
worst case.
part of markets to go through low spots.
Yeah, and we've seen that over. Like obviously the boom was different, but over
Yeah.
the last 12 years since, it's been
Very steady.
there's been that constant in there with some peaks and valleys associated.
Something to be pointed out with Continental Resources is that they're not pulling out of the Bakken.
No.
They're simply stopping production. So that doesn't mean that they've lost faith in it. It's just at this time it doesn't make sense to keep going.
Yeah.
So immediate effect on Legacy Fund, yes. Why people were concerned about going and using Legacy 4 to provide for all property tax dollars or fund something like that is because of something like this. But long-term effect, I don't think we're quite there yet.
No. In the way that it's all set up as of right now, I can't imagine any long-term kind of big issues with it unless oil prices completely tank to like $20, $30 a barrel.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot bigger issues at that point then.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got into geopolitics, then you can also look at what's going on in Venezuela with oil and stuff like that there, and that could have a negative effect on us, and you could see stuff drop. But again, that's stuff where I don't have degrees to really talk about that. So,
We don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to stoke those flames. if
right,
we
yeah,
need to.
exactly.
But another interesting one that I have. I guess you have any other thoughts on Continental
No,
on
it's
that one?
incredibly interesting.
It is. Obviously, this week, special session for the North Dakota legislature coming up. A lot of stuff going to be happening there. That kicks off tomorrow.
Yeah, and the state address, right?
Yep, I'll be watching that. I expect.
What time is that?
I think it's at noon or is it 11?
Probably noon.
One of the, I got it up here. But that kicks off tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have that going. Obviously, the governor with the state going to be distributing some of that rural health care dollars, as well as they're going to consider that K through 12 lunch bill as well to
Gotcha.
preempt possibility of the crowd-sourced ballot initiative that could come up this winter.
It's gonna be 10 a.m. tomorrow.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, fair. Yeah, I guess that makes sense to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because it can be 2 or 3 days full, and then they'll be done.
You think school lunches is gonna become a thing out of this thing?
Yes.
Out of this session?
Okay, excuse me. Maybe. I think that it will become a thing by the end of the year for sure. But is it going to happen from this, or is it going to end up being a ballot initiative? initiative. Because I think if it's a ballot initiative, it passes no matter what.
Really?
I think at this point, I do. I would be willing to call that at this point. I would.
A ballot initiative, it passes.
I think so. Unless they completely bomb the language on it, which
I think
I guess never count out. But
yeah, I think maybe not the only way, but don't you think there's going to be somebody that's going to run a campaign against it?
of course,
And it's going to be pretty heavy, you'd think.
Isn't it going to be wild though when they're spending money to advertise against kids eating school lunches?
Not in the
That's
game
not
of
the point
politics.
it, but that'll be the argument against it.
Yeah, well, the whole school lunch thing, man.
I know it's a hot topic. It is, and it is a bit of a strenuous one too.
I mean, but to your point, investment to save money is always
Of course,
a good thing.
you
Yeah.
gotta spend money to make money.
To make money and save money
Save it
sometimes.
too, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So
That's an interesting one. So you're gonna go with a maybe on it coming out of this. You're not gonna commit one way or another.
I don't.
I don't think it happens in the special.
I think I would lean towards that. I was just gonna say I don't have faith in our legislation to really do
Something
this,
like that,
so
it's got to take a few punches, and I think that a couple days isn't long enough.
I agree. This is one of those things that it would have had to be like you would have had to see 4 or 5 bills last year
Yeah.
at it, then go back and forth with that in committee
Right.
before one finally got agreed on and
Yeah.
moved on to happen. And we're not there, but you know where I will be today?
City council.
Yes,
Council meeting, yeah.
We
I'll be
have
there too.
This is
are
a-
you?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic, Josh. I'll see you there. They have actually, there's a lot going on at City Hall today. Starting at 11:30, there is a public transit meeting that's
Oh,
going to be
yes.
going on. I think that's from 11:30 to 1 or 1:30. So if you have any comments about Minot Transit and the plans going forward with that, you have a chance to go up to Minot City Hall. It'll be right in the council chambers. You can talk about that today. On top of that, then there is a new police officer swearing in
Oh, yeah.
ceremony at 3:30. Following that, there's a special city council session where they're going to be talking about the tracks and M&S concessions, where they're going to be talking about maybe some kind of deal between that. Not fully sure how it's going to lay out. I haven't looked at the full agenda, just the summarized one of that one. But for the bigger one, we do have big thing coming up tonight is going to be the LPR readers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That has been something that's been in discussion for a long time, and that is finally going to come to a head today. We're going to see that come to light and finally have an answer on that one way or the other. Josh, is there anything you're looking out for at City Council tonight?
Oh, Chief Fry always does a great job of
Yeah.
just advocating for his force. Do you call it? I don't know. I don't know. What do you? I'm not
like
a
it.
policeman. A librarian. I'm not a policeman. But
Just neighbors with you.
yeah. He is a great advocate, and so he's always something to just watch because he does a great job.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Chief Fry's done a great job. First, gosh, we're already going on almost a year. He's been, I mean, he's probably, what,
Wow.
8 months now? 7, 8 months?
I guess
Yeah.
we're getting close to it. Yeah.
That's
I think
getting
July
close
1st,
to a year.
July 1st is when I think he officially started, but I think he got
Okay.
hired like in May or something. But I think July 1st
I'll
was the
remember.
effective start date.
It's all you, man.
I'm trying to lock in and get that out of the memory bank. But definitely going to be an exciting city council meeting tonight. Going to be a lot to look forward to. I'll be there all night. One other interesting thing that I saw come across my
He was sworn in on July 14th.
14th, not the first.
Approved his hiring on June 16th.
Okay, so there you go. I was close. So we're on like month 7 now.
Yeah, so almost a year.
Yeah.
Rounding up a little bit.
Exactly. Almost.
Rounding up.
How much? You're a millionaire, aren't you? Like almost.
You couldn't tell. by
Round
how
it
I
up.
lived.
To the closest
Just rounding
million.
up,
Yeah.
yeah.
Closest million.
Exactly.
Yep.
Up to the closest one. It's either 0 or a million. It's a million.
Yep. Closest one.
Zeros don't cost that much.
No, exactly. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So there is coming up around the state throughout the next month. There's a little town hall events that are going to be coming up with the North Dakota Watchdog Network. And
Yeah, I saw that. But the one in Minot is kind of anticlimactic on that one, right?
It was a little. It's going to be at the Badlands Restaurant on February 12th at 6 p.m. It's hosted by the North Central Republican Women.
So my question is that open to everybody still though?
Yes.
Okay, very good then.
Is at It's in like the big event room.
Yep,
in the
I get that
back.
part. I just
It
wasn't
is-
sure if it was because it was hosted by, who's it hosted by? Also,
The,
but
the Minot, or the Ward County Area Republic.
right.
North
So I
Central
wasn't sure if it
Republic.
was like their
Just
group
that.
meeting or if that was available to
No,
everybody.
this is, it is for everybody.
Okay,
It is
very
open
good.
to the public. It is, I don't see any price on here, so it better be free. But otherwise, yeah, I'll try to go to that one. I would like to, but just based on time.
I hope it's just for women and you have to and you show
No,
up.
I would do it. Just, I'm committed at that point. I'll hang out with Dustin then, I guess.
You and
You know?
Dustin. There you go. Yeah.
But that's,
Maybe we should try to get him on while he's in town.
Yeah, we might have to. It'll be on Thursday. Might have to miss. All right. Anything else you have, Jonathan?
Dude, I feel like we've covered a lot.
We did. It was a fun one. Josh, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
It-
for having me. It's been
Last
fun.
question from me.
Sure.
Any big things or anything that anybody should look forward to from the library in 2026?
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't checked us out, please do so. Please,
Right.
Libby app. You can use your library without moving from where you are. So please, check that out. Please, if you have kids, we have story times in the mornings, afternoons, Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's the teen programs. If you are an adult who likes art, there is different crafting programs. Just a fun thing to get you out and socializing with others in the area. First Mondays of the month, we have Mondays are for murder, which is a murder mystery program.
Oh,
So if you ever wanted to check out a murder mystery program, well, grab a friend and come on out. It's a
think
fun
Kyler
time.
did.
Might have to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and a bunch of friends get together like every Thanksgiving time frame. So like our Friendsgiving, and we do a big murder mystery event. So
Nice.
I might have to show up to that and just put on my full acting skills.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one time we did this as a staff, and I was it was a Tiger King inspired one, so I had the big hair and stuff and the vest.
We
and
thought about getting him
it
on our
was kinda cool.
podcast.
If we could interview him, do you think we should? Total random thing.
The
Joe Exotic.
like Joe guy, isn't he in jail?
Yeah.
Well,
From jail, do you think we should?
I don't know if you have a policy on that. I don't know.
That's a question you didn't see getting asked. You prepared for all the other ones, but not that one.
See, and there's no policy. It's just kind of, how do we wing that? So that's good.
He is a character, that's for sure. Yes. He is a character.
And on that note,
Thank you for real for coming on. It's been a great
Thanks for having
conversation.
me.
Yeah,
It's been amazing. Yeah. Thanks.
absolutely.
we'll have to do it again. And
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to sneak up and pop in one of you guys might not like.
Awesome, yeah.
It'll be a blast.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Do it.
Thank you to everyone for watching this episode of Minot Talk here at the Dakota. We'll be back this Thursday, 9 a.m. And then next week, we got some pretty stellar interviews coming up next week, so you'll want to make sure you're a part of those as well. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.